this opportunity that I'm speaking about right now would help a vast majority of people, because people who will be able to earn crypto online, but was for anyone who desires to make a living or make a passive income from trading online or being able to make money online. So that changed my perspective. I realized that there's a bigger audience, there is a bigger group of people that this can help. And that was when we decided to make this into a seminar. So this will not just be the only seminar we're going to be having or the only webinar we're going to be having. We're going to be holding this webinar from now till the end of this year and maybe even further, because this is something that is going to change a lot of lives. And this is something that's going to help a lot of people. So you might be asking, what is that thing that I stumbled upon? What is that thing that I found that can earn crypto online, and does it work? Now, what I found is something called Synthetix. Synthetix. Now, you might not have heard about this. You might have heard about this. In my research, which I was trying to do because I wanted to help a lot of people and I wanted to find a way for people to earn crypto online and make money online, passively, and have no middleman, and the money is paid directly to your crypto account, meaning anybody anywhere can use this opportunity. When I had that goal in mind, I never knew that it was going to bring me back to trading. As a matter of fact, when I was doing the research, and like I said, I just wanted to share this with 2 or 3 people. I never had in mind to have a webinar or any of this, but my goal was to move away from trading. Like I said, when I started the meeting, my goal was to move away from trading, not back to trading. But when I finally found what it was that would help people, apparently it took me back to trading. And that was a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's a good thing, because guess what? I have experience in trading. I've been trading for 10 years. So I can find a way to make even something that is difficult very easy for people to understand. And that is going to bring us to what we're going to talk about today. Now, before I get into it, I'm going to share my screen now, and I will quickly ask to confirm if you can all see my screen. So I will ask, I think my class rep, or rather our second admin, is here with us in the meeting. So I'm just gonna give him the mic so that he can confirm you all can hear me and you can see my screen. Yeah. So Mr. Larry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see your screen.
All right, amazing. All right, let's continue. So now I'm going to write out on the screen 3 types of trading. 3 types of trading. And for those who just joined us, I have given an introduction about myself. And if you still want to know more about me, we have a YouTube video up on our channel where you can learn more about me. The link is in our Telegram group, so you can go to that link and go to our YouTube channel and learn all about me. I've given a very short introduction about my experience and my time in the markets. Now, my time in the markets has allowed, and I'm sure your favorite mentor online will not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you right now, because this is the truth about trading. There are only 3 types of trading. There are only 3 types of trading. There are only 3 types of trading. No matter where you go in the world, no matter what you do, no matter who you meet, no matter what they say, never let anybody deceive you. There are only 3 types of trading. Now, you might be asking or wondering, what makes this special? Why is it important that you know there are only 3 types of trading? Well, the truth is, when you know that there are only 3 types of trading, you will not be trying to look for the holy grail or look for the silver lining or look for whatever paradox people are talking about online that is like the one thing that works. You will stop that immediately when you know there are only 3 types of trading. Now, I have, by a reason of my experience in the markets, been able to trade 3 of these types of trading. The first is retail trading, where there is a lot of discretion. There is a lot of your own providence when it comes to how you see the markets. There is a lot of openness towards personal bias and personal directions and what you deem fit or what you see fit. That's the first kind of trading, retail trading. And this is for retailers and people who trade from home or who trade or by themselves or trade, on their own capital or on their own money. And this involves using, it's very simple to understand because most people do it. You know, when you go online and you search on YouTube and you search on Google or other social media interfaces, most of the things you see out there is retail trading. The second kind of trading is called systematic trading. Now, systematic trading is a little bit different because it can be done both by retailers and it can be done by professionals. What makes systematic trading very unique is that systematic trading is based on statistics and probabilities. It's based on specific rules that can be followed, repeated over time. Now, for those of you who will be with us for the long run, we have a private group where we're going to be posting our systematic strategies, and we're going to be showing people exactly how they work, and we're going to be putting out signals on them. You know, so if you're interested in that, you can message myself or the other admins, and we'll respond to you as well on how you can get involved in systematic trading. But like I said, systematic trading is very simple, very rule oriented. As a matter of fact, systematic trading can be put into robots. EAs, expert advisors on robots, can trade systematic trading because their rule-oral machines can repeat these things over time because it's the same thing every day at the same time, executed the same way. This is called systematic trading, specifically based on statistics and probabilities. So you can go later on and do your research about this. This is also one of the models that is actively traded in my hedge fund. Now, the final one is professional trading, which in the light of Forex and spot metals and other commodities and, you know, indices, and even, you know, the spot metals like platinum, iron ore, silver, and other spot metals that trade on the markets. When it comes to these assets that can trade as CFD products, professional trading can be traded without stop losses. This is a different degree, a different level and experience of trading, which I also do. It's called professional trading. We do not use stop losses, and we do not quantify profits in terms of directional bias. You know, whether the market is going up or down, we can profit professionally. Most people also call, you know, it's a kind of trading that is influenced not by direction, but by position management. Now, I can't go into details, of course, but the reason why I'm breaking this down is so that after this seminar, nobody's going to deceive you that there's any special kind of trading. Trading always falls into one of these three categories: either retail trading, systematic trading, or professional trading, and that's it. There is no third kind of trading. It's only these three. Now, today, all we're going to be talking about, highlighting, is retail trading. Retail trading is the one we're going to be focusing on tonight, or rather this afternoon, I think, depending on your time zone, because everyone is joining from different locations. Depending on your time zone, retail trading is what we are going to be talking about today. Now, the reason why we are going to be talking about retail trading today is because the asset that I have just discovered, it's a massive discovery for me. The asset which I've just discovered is called synthetics. And the approach we're going to be using to trade synthetics is retail trading. That's how we are going to be trading synthetics. So in case you're wondering, okay, why are we talking about retail trading today? It's because retail trading is the method or the modus operandi of how we are going to be trading synthetics. So right now, I'm going to project a quick slide that we're going to be using to discuss synthetic today. So I'm going to once again just confirm for my moderator if everyone can see my screen. So, sir, can you confirm if you can see the presentation?
Okay, hello? I can see the screen.
You can see the screen. All right, excellent, excellent. Yes. Thank you. All right, guys. So going quick into it, this is a quick introduction about synthetic indices. This is synthetic indices, and for those who don't know, synthetic indices is traded by a broker called Deriv. Deriv is a broker that trades synthetic indices. By next week, the link for Deriv will be available. Now, this broker is the only broker in the world that trades synthetic indices. You know, I don't know if there's any other broker that trades it, but as of my knowledge, as at this moment, this is the only broker that trades synthetic indices. Synthetic indices is unique to Deriv. Deriv is the only broker that trades synthetic indices. And synthetic indices, as you can see on the screen, is traded 24/7. It trades on Monday to Sunday and trades around the clock. You can trade anytime, any day. The indices are simply, you know, simulated markets, and they mimic the real world price behavior, but they are not affected by real world events. There is no external news like economic data, news releases, natural disasters or news announcements or any kind of thing that happens in the real world that affects synthetics, because synthetics are generated by the market. Over the period of the Saturdays where we're going to be holding these free seminars, we're going to be talking more about the impact of synthetics even on a broader scale. And for those who might not be able to attend this event, the event is recorded, so you can always go back to our YouTube channel to watch the event. Now, synthetic indices are very, very beautiful. They're very easy to trade. And the beautiful thing about them, like I said, is that they are 24/7. Although on the flip side, they are only traded by Deriv, which is this broker that we mentioned right now. Deriv is the only broker that trades synthetics. And the feeds that we trade in. So what do I mean by that? If you look on my chart, you can clearly see a chart on my screen. And this chart shows the prices of the pound dollar, the pound against the dollar. Every feed on this chart to the x-axis, you can see the days and the time. To the y-axis, you can see the prices. So this feed you are seeing right now is generated by real liquidity. What do I mean by that? Real money transaction of people buying and selling the pound against the dollar. That is what is producing the feed you are seeing on my screen. But when it comes to synthetics, this is synthetics. Synthetics is generated by numbers, algorithms and numbers, and is generated in-house by the broker. The broker are the ones that own the platform. Deriv, in this question of speaking, or in this manner of speaking, Deriv is the owner of the brokerage firm. They are the entity that generates this price feeds that you see. Now, of course, they do look similar. Now, it's not to say that synthetic doesn't trade with real money. It trades with real money. But the feeds you are seeing is generated by an algorithm. It's generated by a computer program. The feeds you are seeing right now. So that's very important for us to understand. Because when you understand that, then you will know that it's not driven by real world events. News releases, news announcements cannot affect it. There is an EA and an algorithm, and there is a machine that produces the feeds that you are seeing. So it is only produced in-house by the broker, which is Deriv. Deriv are the one that produces these feeds, so they are the ones that, in a sense, you can say controls the market. Now, that is not necessarily a bad thing, because as long as they are transparent about how they upload it, which they are, then there is no problems. We can be able to trade on that platform, and then profits can be made. Now, the second thing we're going to now go into is the type of synthetics. Now, please do write down your questions. There will be a section for questions, and don't be worried, we have a recording of the event, so you can go back and watch the recording. Now, the types of synthetics are very, very clear and very broad. Now, in the private group, we have a more detailed a PDF that describes not just the synthetics, but exactly how to open positions on them, the lot sizes, and down the course of our studies every Saturday and this seminars every Saturday, I will be taking you guys down the line on exactly how to trade it. Today is just an introductory class into this new discovery that I've made and the amazing amount of potential that it has. So we've completed the introduction. We've talked about how this meeting came about. We've talked about the types of trade, and now we're talking about synthetics as well. That's the order of this seminar. So if you're joining us, like I said, don't be bothered. You'll be able to, go back to the recording and watch it from the beginning. So there are different kinds of synthetics, and depending on the amount of money you have to trade, which are things that we discussed in the PDF in the private group, the synthetics should be traded with all the size of capital. So based on the size of capital you have, then you know the synthetic you should trade. So there are different kinds of synthetic. For specifically, there's the volatility indices, there is the crash and boom indices, there is the range break indices, and then there is the step indices. So the volatility indices are the indices that represent fixed volatility levels, meaning that the volatility 10 moves in a fixed volatility of 10. The volatility 25 moves in the fixed volatility of 25, 50 volatility of 50, 75 volatility of 75, and so on and so forth. So I believe that's very self-explanatory. So that's the computer coded algorithm model in which that synthetic moves. The second class we have are the crash and boom, which I believe the name is symbolic and very descriptive. It pretty much spikes up, spikes down. Sudden spikes are what you can expect with these indices. It moves very fast, moves very rapid. Needs very speed of rise and very quick exits and entries. So I believe that's also very self-explanatory. The range break indices also very self-explanatory. Of course, these are indices that involve breakout from ranges. So this tracks price movement within very set ranges. You know, ranges to the upside, ranges to the downside. So the price moves in ranges and breaks out of the ranges, and then you take your trade. So they are range-bound indices. They move in patterns, you know, of consolidation movements, which I'm going to depict now in the chart. Things that look like this. They move up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and then eventually break out of the range. That's how these kind of indices move. They are called range breakout indices. So that's also very self-explanatory as well. I don't believe it's difficult to understand. And then the final class we have are the step indices. The step indices move in fixed steps, offering consistent and very predictable behavior. So they move in, they are the only kind of indices in the list that do not move very fast. The volatility move quite quickly. We have some of them which are not very quick, like the volatility 10, but the crash and boom are very quick as well. The range breakout indices are quick, especially after the breakout, but the step indices are the most gradual of the list. So far, I hope everyone is following. So these are the different types of synthetics that you guys are going to be trading during the course of the session. Now, the last thing we're going to discuss at the end of this session, this seminar, webinar today, is our results that we've had so far in the last 2 weeks. And you guys are going to notice from the results that I've traded most of this volatility. Most of these volatility up here are going to be shown in the result. So make sure you stick to the end so that you can see the live results. Now, why do we trade synthetics? Very important questions. Why do we trade synthetics? An unavoidable question. The very first reason why we trade synthetics, like I said, aside from my research that allowed me to find out extremely profitable market where you can earn in crypto, withdraw in crypto. Now, I want to add a preface to this. You can also earn in Naira. You can earn in Naira and withdraw in Naira. That is perfectly doable and actually, you know, achievable with synthetics. But when I did my research was engineered more towards crypto because we're living in a digital age and crypto is pretty much decentralized currency that anybody anywhere can earn. So I didn't want my research to be fixed to just one population or one type of people. And I want it to be something that's global and anybody anywhere can be able to earn and literally change their life using this opportunity. So that's why I based it on crypto. So of course you can actually withdraw Naira and deposit in Naira on the assets on Derif. You can actually withdraw in Naira, deposit in Naira for those of my Naira and Nigerian audiences that are here with us, you know, in this session. So I just want to point that out. But of course, the first and most important reason why we trade synthetic is because it's available big advantage because you want to be able to trade something anytime, any day. I know some of you in this session right now, you have full-time jobs. Some of you have part-time jobs. Some of you are students, you know, and you have things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So you want to be able to trade an asset that is not time-based. It's not time-based. You can trade this anytime, any day, middle of the night. Some of my trades I've taken are literally in the middle of the night, you know, or rather some of them very early in the morning, like in the AM, like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. in the morning. So you can trade this anytime, any day, round the clock. The consistency is absolutely amazing. Now, the second reason why we're going to trade this, as you will see in the upcoming sessions that we're going to be holding every Saturday, it has very consistent price behavior. Very consistent price behavior, which is ideal for technical analysis. Now, like I said, I have been trading for almost 10 years, almost a decade. So I've been able to trade a lot of markets. I've traded crypto. I've traded commodities, you know, like crude oil, natural gas. I've traded a lot of assets. I've traded the Forex market, both majors and minors. I've been able to also trade in the indices like US 30, you know, NAS 100, you know, and I've also been able to trade, you know, some other new emerging markets as well. You know, recently I've been looking into futures, you know, which is quite nice as well, but I've not really traded futures. but I've traded a lot of markets. So my point being that in my experience of trading a lot of markets, I have not seen any market that is as easy and as hard as synthetics. Now, what do I mean by easy? I mean by easy being that the charts are easy to analyze. They are easy to analyze. And that's one of the things you can see in the points here. They are ideal for technical analysis because it has consistent price behavior. Consistent price behavior. That's so important, meaning that the average beginner or the person who just began trading recently will be able to catch on with synthetic more than any other markets. So indices, more than spot metals, more than commodities, more than futures. The synthetic markets are absolutely easy to catch on. They're not difficult to learn. So that is a big advantage. And as I'm saying all this, I'm sure a new light is opening up to you to realize that, hold on, this is something that I can do. This is something that I can learn. This is something I can be able to do. And that's a good thing. That's the reason why we're having this webinar, to know that you can do this as well. And I'm not just saying you can't do this. I also went ahead and did this. Remember, I just discovered about synthetics 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks ago, literally 2 weeks ago. So if I can do it, you can also do it. Now, of course, I have 10 years of experience, and that adds to an advantage for me. But I'm saying that in essence, it's easy to learn. It's easy to understand. It's easy to replicate the result. It's easy to do. It's not difficult. So it has consistent price behavior. So that is something that works to our advantage if you're following. Now, I hope we're all tracking here. Now, the third thing is it's fully automated and free from geopolitical or market news inputs people face in trading the real market is that news announcements affects trading a lot. Meaning that yes, liquidity and volatility can quickly kick in, fast and speedy moves can quickly kick in when news announcements come in. But a lot of times these news announcements can be very unpredictable. A lot of times these news announcements blow a lot of people's accounts. A lot of times these news announcements make people have incredible losses. A lot of times these news announcements make slippage to close people's position out early or close people out in a loss. So news announcements are something that really restricts people's activities in trading, especially beginners, because news announcements are very erratic. They move very quickly. And even if you have a working strategy, 90% of the time you will be advised by your mentors out there or people who trade out there to stay away from the news announcements. Why? Because the moves are unpredictable and very, very fast. So synthetics are not affected by news at all. At all. There is zero news influence on synthetic. The dollar could be going up or going down for all we care, and there will literally be no impact on the synthetic market. And that's absolutely beautiful. We love a market like that because that means we are not worried about opening our positions and leaving them overnight or leaving them tomorrow or leaving them for the next week and saying, oh, our position could be closed up by the news or our position could be affected by the news. We're not in any sense, shape, or form. We're not bothered about geopolitical events or bothered about the news, and that is a very good thing. So you can see that so far, there's so much advantages in trading synthetic. Now, quickly, I'm going to talk about, the apps that I use to trade synthetics. I'm not, because there's so many softwares used in-house. I'm going to talk about the ones we are going to be using. There are other trading platforms you can trade synthetics on, and other softwares you can trade synthetic on. During your spare time, you can do research on that. But we're going to be talking about the softwares we're going to be using, which are the Forex trading apps. Then the one we're going to be using specifically is called MetaTrader 5. So after this seminar, if you have not downloaded MetaTrader 5, please download MetaTrader 5 on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, because this is the app we're going to be using to work. MetaTrader 5. I'm going to just Google it, go to Google right now and show you what it looks like. MT5. If you don't have it, please download it. We're going to be using it to make some money in the markets, because that is why we are all here. We're here to make some money in the markets. Now, like I said, I'm a no bullshit kind of person, very straight to the point, very straightforward, and I'm very direct. So I don't want us to waste our time. Anything that works is what I'm going to be showing you guys on this journey. As you're following me, to be amazing. I've never really found a market like this. And most of you might be wondering, oh, why have we not heard about you in the last 5 years? Yes, I have been trading. I've been managing money. I've been running a hedge fund. However, I've chosen to come to the public light and come to share my experience and cancel out all the myths and all the rubbish people have been putting out there about trading. Trading is not difficult. It just requires dedication, requires your focus, and requires a lot of discipline. As long as you have these things, you will be successful. There is no fluff or force to it. This is MT5. For those who are seeing my screen, this is MT5, an app that anyone can access as long as you have a phone, you have a tablet, or you have a laptop. Now back to our lecture. Now this is the app we're going to be using primarily to trade synthetics. As I said, this is the app you want to download. You want to get this app as soon as possible. If possible, you can even be downloading it while the session is going on. And by next week, like I said, keep an eye out on the page. We're going to be posting the link so that you all can be able to join the dairy program, because as of my knowledge, as of this moment, the 20th of September 2025, that's of my knowledge at this moment, they're the only broker that trades synthetic, because it's in-house. It's generated by the broker, as I explained earlier. Now, let's go into how to practice before the trading live session next week. This is very important. Before we meet up again on Saturday next week, how do you practice and prepare yourself for trading? Number one, I've said it already, download and install the MT5 platform. If you don't have Binance, download Binance or Bybit. If you're in Nigeria, Bybit is better because I think Binance is banned in Nigeria. Download Bybit. If you're not going to download Binance or Bybit, download a crypto platform. You need a crypto platform to make deposits into Deriv. For my Nigerian audiences, you don't necessarily need a crypto account. You can make deposits using your Nigerian Naira account or using P2P. But I will advise everyone watching this webinar either on YouTube, get a crypto account. You need a crypto account. A crypto account is easier for your payouts and your withdrawals. Why am I saying this? In my last 2 weeks of trading synthetics, I have been able to make several payouts, and in making several payouts, I have also been able to make them through crypto. And all my crypto payouts literally take less than 3 minutes. The longest one took 3 minutes. They come in 2 to 3 minutes, literally 2 to 3 minutes. The payouts don't take so much time, and it comes straight through crypto. So I will advise everyone watching this, please get a crypto account, because this is serious business. We're not here to play. If you're serious about trading, you really want to make some money, get a crypto account and make sure you download the MT5 platform before our next session. The Deriv app instructions will come during the course of next week on how you can download the Deriv app, how you can get involved with the Deriv app, and we'll post a link of how you can create an account as well too. Instructions will also be given on the Telegram group, so make sure you pay attention to everything in the Telegram group. Number two is demo account. We'll also give you an instruction on how to do this. Open a demo account that you'll be using to trade with virtual funds. First with virtual funds, not real money. Virtual funds first. I know 90% of you are not going to follow my advice. In fact, 95% of you are not going to follow my advice, because I have been training and trading people for the last 10 years. I've trained over 300 people online and over 20 people in person. So I know a lot of you are not going to follow my advice, but I still have to say it as disclaimer. Do not trade with real money until you are good at trading, until you know what you're doing, until you have learned how to trade, until you understand the markets. Do not trade with real money. Now, I know you guys are not going to listen to me, so because of that, I'm going to put this caveat. If you are going to trade with real money, use a small amount that you can afford to lose. Generally, the advice we give in trading is only trade with the amount you can afford to lose. Only trade with the amount you can afford to lose. Generally, this is a rule of thumb that will save your life and save your trading career and allow you to be sustained until you turn profitable. So only trade with the money you can afford to lose account, because synthetics allow you to trade with as little as $1. As little as $1. I'm not exaggerating. At the end of our session, you're going to see the results. Some of my deposits were $5, as little as $5. Some of them $6. The largest I ever traded with was $10. The largest I ever traded with was $10. So you can understand that this is a massive opportunity, a life-changing opportunity. For my Nigerian audiences, that is something less than 10,000 Naira. That is around 5,000 Naira. 5,000 is so small. So anybody can afford that. Anybody can get that, because that's what we use to eat anyway. That's what the cost of our average meal a day or even a week will cost. So anybody can begin with that. And that's why I said this is the most extraordinary opportunity I've ever found. And I know this is going to change a lot of lives. Number three is, I want you to practice with different strategies on your demo account. Now, Deriv allows you to trade other assets aside from synthetics. So you can practice with other markets. You're ready to join or you're interested in joining, DM me, after this seminar or during the course of next week. If you cannot reach me, because I have a lot of people DMing me, I have a lot of messages to reply to, and my work line is usually very busy. So if you DM me and you don't get a response immediately, you will DM our moderator. I'm going to put his @ after this meeting on Telegram. I'm going to put his @ in the group. You DM him. He's one of the admins. DM him. He's going to reply to you. Always, he will be available to reply to you. If you cannot reach me, DM him. If you DM me and after a day you didn't get a reply, you DM the moderator. But you can reach out to myself or the moderator to know how you can join the group. In that group, we'll be giving different strategies. Most of them are going to be systematic strategies. For those who came late to the meeting, watch the recording on YouTube of this live seminar to understand exactly what systematic strategies are and what systematic trading is. We have a lot of systematic strategies which can be used from day one. They take 5 minutes to learn and you can apply them immediately. You learn them. There is nobody who cannot trade them. Even a child can trade the systematic strategies. But like I said, practice something on your demo account to get familiar with trading, to get familiar with executing the trade. If you already have the strategy, please practice it on your demo account so that you can be able to execute. During the course of this week, like I said, the link will be made available for you guys to subscribe to Deriv, to open accounts there, open a demo account, use the virtual money there to trade. You are not risking anything. You're not losing anything. If you will not follow my advice, as I know most of you wouldn't, please put in a small amount of money you can afford to lose just to test the platform out, see how it functions, see how it works, and know how to navigate the environment. That's very important. Get used to it. Now, after you've done this, the fourth thing we're going to be doing now is tracking our performance by moving to a real account. After our lecture on Saturday, because the next lecture we're going to be having is on Saturday. After our lecture on Saturday, we are going to be moving into a real account. Remember, it's just 1 hour session we'll be having every Saturday from now to the end of the year. So after our live session on Saturday, we will be moving into real accounts. Our live session on Saturday, we'll be looking a bit now deeper into strategies to trade synthetic markets. You don't want to miss it for anything. You don't want to miss it for anything. Make sure you are there. Cancel your appointment, cancel your bookings, cancel everything, because this is a life-changing opportunity. I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to share the results now. I just posted the result today, just before the session, some minutes before the session. We've been having amazing results just in the last 2 weeks because I am also new to this market. I just discovered it newly. But because of the level of experience I've had in trading, I'm able to maximize the opportunity. And I want to share that opportunity with you guys. That's why I decided to have this session. It was supposed to be just between 2 or 3 people, in my close circle who I knew earning in crypto is going to help greatly. But then after I thought about the opportunity and I thought about the fact that this can help a global audience, I decided to take it to the public, and that's why I'm sharing this into the reason why I'm holding this seminar. We can watch it in the recording on our YouTube channel. But like I said, please take this seriously. This can literally be what changes your life before the end of this year. I'm not kidding. Based on our performance in the last two weeks, we have started a $1 million challenge. For those that are already in the group, you can see it in the group. We are constantly updating how much we're making on the $1 million challenge. So before we go into the Q&A session, I'm quickly going to share my screen. Once again, I'm going to ask the moderator to confirm if you all can see my screen. I'm going to ask the moderator to confirm. The growth has been amazing. We've had almost 21 people already in the group. This is incredible. Just in a few days of putting this publicly. I'm really amazed at the turnout. So I'm just going to ask the moderator if you guys can see my screen, because I just want to show you guys the results we've had in the past 2 weeks. So moderator, can you see my screen? Can you see the Telegram group projected on the screen? Hello?
I'm muted.
Moderator, can you see our screen? Can you see the Telegram?
I can see your screen.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much for confirming. Thank you. All right, guys. So we just as we wrap up the session, I just want to show you guys the amazing results we've had, because obviously this seminar will be nothing without showing the results we've had. Literally, we've had amazing results. So from the first inception, this was the first result I had. As you guys can see on the screen, the first deposit was $5, and we were able to take this $5 to $35 profit. You can see that right there. This was the first flip we had. This was the very first flip from $5 to $35 trading volatility 50. And I explained volatility 50 in the presentation that we had. I explained volatility 50 in the presentation that we had. So volatility 50 is one of the volatility indexes that we trade, on the synthetics. So that was the first one we used to make the profit. And you can see $5 to about $40. That is incredible gains. I didn't just post the profit, but I also posted the charts as well for you guys to see the trade itself. This is the trade itself. You can see our entry, you can see our stop loss, and you can see our target. That's why I said the type of trading we'll be doing on the synthetic is retail trading, where we're going to be using stop losses and take profits, right? Now you can see the risk to reward on this was a 1 to 2.4 trade. We took two sets of trade. We took 2 sets of trade on this, and it was an amazing opportunity. The first trade was directly in profit, literally on the money. We made $35 on that. Second set of trade we took in that week was a $5 flip again to $35. This time we were trading volatility 1 second. That is a different kind of volatility. And like I said during the session, most of the things we're trading are the volatilities. And in the private session, we explain that more in details, because in the private session, we go live, every Friday. And in our live sessions on Friday, I break down my trades. I break down the opportunities I take. I also post my trades in the private group as well, so that people can see the trades I'm entering into. And at the end of the week, on Friday, I break down the trades with them to understand why I took the trades, to understand my mindset behind the trade, to understand how I got into the trades. And like I said, those who are not interested in synthetic is like a one-stop shop. You can shop for different strategies. There are different groups and different folders where you can go in and see different strategies. Most of them systematic strategies, as I explained at the beginning of the session, that are easy to implement. You can take 5 minutes to learn them and literally begin to implement them the same day after you learn them. That's how easy they are, because they are systematic. They're based on statistics and probability. So for those who are not interested in synthetics, they go into those other markets. Maybe they have higher amount of capital to trade, or they have larger amount of profits to trade, or they're looking for larger income. But for those of you guys who really want to start from where you are, start with a little amount of money you have, that is why I found this opportunity with synthetics. Synthetics is absolutely amazing, because you literally don't need a lot of money to start. As you can see on the screen, I started with $5. $5. The first trade was $5. We took the flip to $35. The second one was $5. We did another $35 as well. You can see when the profits were running. This is 100 volatility, 1 second. We are also able to make 100. We're also able to make an actual trade setup as well. And this is what we have been doing in our CTG group, in our CTG family here. We also post the setup so that you guys don't think, oh, it's just a trade that came out from nowhere. I'm not interested in just showing you profits if you also cannot learn from it. That is why I post the screenshot of the setup itself, so that you can learn from it. You will be seeing familiar things in the setup, things that are repetitive, things that can show you almost signs and symptoms on how I take the trade. Now, obviously, like I said in the VIP session, I go into more details. And during the course of this seminar, I will be consistently going through the progression of our learning, so that you guys can begin to get an idea of how to trade. We're literally going to be going into topics that will help you also analyze the chart like me, if that makes sense. So make sure you don't miss the seminar on Saturday for anything. It's going to be amazing and mind-blowing, because when it comes to how the market moves, things that will change your perspective and, most importantly, help you turn profitable. Now, I also had a flip here. You can see this was on VIX 10, which is volatility 10. We call them VIX for short. We took a flip. Now, this was the highest amount of flip I did. This was $10. That's the highest amount I've invested on this flip. For my Nigerian audiences, I believe you know that $10 is approximately like 15,000 naira. That's 15,000 naira. And with 15,000 naira, we were able to make almost 177,000 naira. Isn't that absolutely mind-blowing? From 15,000 naira, we were able to make 177,000 in a day, in 1 day. Now, the amazing thing is, like, for my international audiences as well, this is over 1,000%. So every week we post the total amount of percentage made. You can see that on the first trade, we made 700%. On the second trade, we made another 700%. On the third flip, we made another 1,180%. And on the third one, we made another 1,000%. guys. Isn't that in the world where you can do this amount of returns? I repeat, no market in the world right now exists where you can make, not even crypto, where you can make this amount of percentage gain in a week. And this is absolutely mind-blowing. So the reason why I'm sharing this result is not just for motivational purposes, but to show you that if I can do it, you can do it as well. I just learned about this market 2 weeks ago. You can see this is our flip, and as always, I share the screenshot. You can see my withdrawal on Binance. This withdrawal came through in 10 minutes. What am I saying? 10 minutes? No, let me correct myself there. It came in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It was less than 5 minutes. The withdrawal came through in crypto in less than 5 minutes. And that's what we want. We want to be able to get our withdrawals as quick as possible. We want to be able to make our money and get our money as quick as possible. That's why this opportunity is absolutely tremendous. It's absolutely tremendous. So you guys don't want to play with this. This is I always post the actual trade setup itself. I'm not just about posting profits. I'm bragging about profits. I don't do that because I don't have to. But I want you guys to learn. My goal is to change lives. My goal is to make people make profits. I want to see you guys turn profitable. So I also post the setup as well so that you guys can learn from it. You can see the first entry I entered here. You can see the second entry right around here. And this was the full target for $118. So these are amazing trading opportunities. And we also had our final opportunity for last week, which was right here, where as always, I posted the setup. As always, I even posted the trade while it was running on the MT5 platform. Remember, guys, you need to download the MT5 platform. If you haven't, we need it to work. We need the MT. That's where we do our work. That's where we're going to be working. So make sure you download the MT5 platform after the session. Now, you can see the withdrawals in crypto last week, 155.79 here. This was the trade, $4 to $44. We did it again, guys. Now, the thing is, I keep asking this one question. I don't know anybody as of this moment who cannot afford $4. There's nobody I know right now speaking in my circle. There's nobody I know who cannot afford $4. And I think that's the same with most of you. Not just most of you attending this seminar, but people that you know as well. Almost everybody can afford $4. That's roughly around maybe, I think around 3,000 or 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira. That is affordable. And that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for something that's affordable that anybody can do. And you can see our final result, our compounded interest was $228. And our milestone for our $1 million challenge, because like I said, based on this opportunity we saw, for those following me on TikTok, you will remember that just yesterday I posted on TikTok that we're starting a $1 million challenge. I'm absolutely excited about it, and I'm going to be doing it live in front of you guys. Every week, you guys are going to be getting updates on how far we are on the $1 million challenge. I know it sounds crazy, but we are actually going to do it, because with this amount of returns on this currency, on this synthetics, we are definitely going to achieve it. So every month we'll be having a milestone. If we achieve the milestone during the course of the month, we change the milestone. Our first milestone is $1,000. We've already made $228 last week, and this week we are set for more profits. I just posted just before the seminar began the profits we've made this week. We've made a lot of profits this week, but I posted the biggest profit we made during the course of dollars, and you can see the profits. And as always, guys, I post the withdrawals just to show you guys how quick it is. I post the withdrawals, and I also post the actual trade. You can see the trade. We had 2 entries on this. The first entry was to the target. Second entry, I closed it after the first entry was done. You can see it here. This was the second entry. It was $6 to $26. We had a second entry of $6 to $26. So net, we're able to withdraw about $80 from this trade. $80. You know, I will post the LTC withdrawal because Derek does not allow you withdraw less than $50 through USDC. So you have to withdraw it through another means. So I was able to withdraw the $20 through LTC. LTC is also a cryptocurrency. For those of you who don't know, it's called Litecoin. So Litecoin is also a cryptocurrency. If you're withdrawing less than $50, you have to withdraw through LTC. So I had to withdraw the remaining $20 through LTC. And I will post the screenshot of that as well. I will post it. The reason why I'm being transparent with you guys is just to show you guys that if I can do it, you guys can also do it. And as you can see, deposit, guys, is amazing. The deposit is very small. It's $6. Anybody can do this. This is about almost 75 to 80,000 in profits, guys, for my Nigerian audiences. That is amazing profits in a day's worth of work. That's amazing. And all you're using to get this profit is like 7,000. It's like 7,000 or 6,000 naira. So that is absolutely amazing. So I want you guys to really take this very seriously. Don't play with this opportunity. This is absolutely life-changing. This will change a lot of people's life, guaranteed, before the end of this year. In fact, before the end of this month and next month, a lot of people's life will change. That is guaranteed. So the reason I'm showing these guys these screenshots is not just for motivational purposes, but so that you know it is possible. If I can do it, you can also do it as well. If I can do it, you guys can also do it as well. I have learned from a lot of people. I have been trained by a lot of people, both professionally, but retail. So you can, based on my leverage of my experience and also the results that you can see right in front of you, you should be able to tell that you are in good hands. You are in good hands. So please take this seriously. I'm really excited about this opportunity, but above my excitement, I want to actually see you guys make profits. We will be posting screenshots of profits made as well. For those people who take this seriously and are making profits, your profits will be featured on this channel and in our private groups as well too. And for those of you who will also join our private groups, your profits will also be featured on this channel and also on our private group. Guys, I am very, 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 very focused and determined on seeing you guys win. I'm very, 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 very intentional about it. I'm not taking this for granted. I'm intentional about seeing everyone in the CTG family winning before this end of this year. I'm saying buying Lamborghinis, buying houses, buying yachts. I want you guys to make incredible profits. But at the same time, I want to be practical with you guys and honest with you guys about the effort it takes. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of consistency. And it takes you putting in the work to actually get the result. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you are actually willing to do that, I promise you, the results I'm getting, you can also get it as well too. You can also get it. We are almost halfway there to the first milestone, which is $1,000 to our $1 million challenge. We are almost at the first milestone. And before you know what's happening, we are at the second milestone. And I'm doing this live in front of you guys to know that anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. There's nothing special about me. Absolutely nothing special. I might be your mentor. I might be your trainer, I'm your teacher. I'm a Nigerian who decided to go into trading, and it has made me amazing profits. I've been able to do amazing things with it. I've had amazing achievements. I'm running a hedge fund actively, and I'm doing a lot of great things. But if I can do it, you can also do it as well. Nothing restricts you from doing it. So guys, I want you guys to be serious. I want you guys to take this very seriously. I want you guys to also take Synthetix seriously. Synthetix can change your life. It can change your life. It's been a while that I saw a market, after crypto. It's been a while I saw a market that can make this amazing return. So I'm excited about it. But in my excitement, I also want you guys to share in that joy, share in that profit, and also be able to make life-changing, life-altering returns as well alongside me. So I'm happy that you guys were able to attend this event. I hope you've gained massive knowledge, massive insights. Today was just an introductory class into Synthetix for you guys to understand it, know what it's about. And now we will be going quickly, just a 15 to 30 minutes, we'll be going into the Q&A session, question and answer. For any of you guys that have questions, please just raise your hands and I'll give you the room to ask your questions and I'll answer. So just raise your hands. I'll be looking out now on the chat to see anyone who has their hands up. So just raise your hands if you have a question. All right, guys, let me go through the charts. Let me see. If you have a question, you can just raise your hands. If you have a question, you can raise your hands. Anyone with a question, you can raise your hands if you have a question. We have just 15 minutes for the Q&A. If you have a question, you can just raise your hands. All right, so I'm scrolling through the chat so far. I cannot see any hands up. So I'm assuming you all understand. Okay, we have one hand up. Okay. Let me allow you. Can you go ahead, sir? What is your question? Hello, sir. Can you speak? What is your question? You can just greet everyone and then speak. What is your question? And please try to make it direct and straight to the point. Thank you. What is your question, please? All right. I think probably his network might be having a problem. So I'll mute him now. We have another hand up. Yes, yes, sir. What's your question, sir?
It's not a question.
All right.
Anybody who wants to speak have to unmute himself or herself. You click the mic
All right. Please click your
for you to
mic
be
and
unmuted.
unmute yourself, please. Please click your mic and unmute yourself if you want to speak. Click your mic and unmute yourself if you want to speak. Because I think one person raised their hand now and I just gave him the chance, but I'm not hearing anything. All right. So I don't think we have any questions. I don't think we have any questions. That's all right. I'm glad that everyone understands. I'm guessing, of course, in our next class, we'll probably have more questions because a lot of people will have more technical things to deal with. Just make sure, guys, that in this week, you focus on downloading the MT5 platform, like I said, and also downloading the Synthetic app. You might not need the Synthetic app, but I will send the link out next week. Make sure you keep your eyes on the group. We're going to be posting it on the group. Make sure you keep your eyes on the group, and it's going to be very, 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 very incredible when you guys are able to experience the platform for yourself. So that by next session, you can come back with more questions. You can have more inquiry live as well too. So that'll be for today. I'm really happy for you guys who were able to attend. For those who are not able to attend, you'll be able to have the videos on the live session. If you need to be able to join our VIP group, contact myself or contact the second admin. I'm going to put his @ He's the one who has been speaking in the session today. I'm going to put his @ in the group, and you're going to be able to see it in the group. Contact him or contact myself if you're interested in joining the VIP group. And I will see you guys next Saturday. Thanks and cheers.